Welcome to another video here on this channel. Today I'm going to hop over to Grand Turk and Inter-Caribbean Airways. It's Monday morning, 17th of November. Let me get checked in and I'll be back with you shortly.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. Damn, what a hell of a view. I feel
Inter-Caribbean Airways started in 1991 as Inter-Island Airways. How many pieces? So check-in completed. Smooth process. How was the process? The check-in process, Elizabeth?
It was very smooth. The lady was very professional at the Caribbean. So far, so good for the morning.
Okay, folks. We'll see you on the other side when we go through security. As we could have a look around. It's very early. So airport is not as busy as yet. What is the time, Elizabeth? Just checking on the time, because people have a tendency of arriving to check in here late. It's 7:05. Security check is at 7:30, and the flight is at 8 a.m. over to Grand Turk. So let's go through security. So we are through security. Another smooth process. Just waiting now to be called for boarding. Very beautiful day. Skies look blue and clear. And I just hope that this 20-minute flight across the Grand Turk is going to be smooth. I'm not sure what model aircraft we're going to fly on. Inter-Caribbean Airlines has about 14 aircraft in its fleet, different models. So, you will see. Anything you have to say?
Oh, wait until we go on board to see how the flight will be.
Okay, I suspect we might be on the 19-seater or 30-seater?
I'm not sure.
Okay, we're not sure. So, we will see you at boarding. That's the new airport tower off in the distance. Newly erected, impressive looking structure.
This is the check-in call for all passengers traveling to Southwest Airways flight number 201 with direct services into Grand Turk. Kindly proceed to domestic security for boarding. Thank you.
So Caicos Express is boarding. The call just went out. I guess Inter-Caribbean Airlines will follow shortly after because the agent is already here. So we should be on our way shortly. So that's Caicos Express now rolling out there towards the runway where it is going to proceed to Grand Turk. Still waiting on Inter-Caribbean Airlines to start the boarding process. Maybe we're going to be delayed. In the meantime, Caicos Express passengers will soon be on their way.
Your flight is delayed due to the late arrival of your aircraft. Your flight which was scheduled to depart at 8 a.m. is now estimated to depart at 8:30 a.m. Inter-Caribbean sincerely apologizes for any inconvenience this delay may have caused.
So we just have the announcement. Flight has been delayed. Inter-Caribbean Airlines flight to Grand Turk has been delayed. Scheduled to leave at 8 a.m. Now leaving at 8:30. Elizabeth, your thoughts?
I was expecting that because they always behind time. I don't know why. They need to do better. You understand me?
And on this site and this channel, the flight experience begins at check-in.
Check-in, yeah.
Right? How you've been treated at check-in, how easy the process is, the boarding process, etc. If the flight is on time, the flight experience, you know,
All of that is
how you've been treated by the staff, right? How smooth the flight is, if there's any turbulence, etc. Although that would be beyond the control of the pilots and the airline, but it's the overall experience of the rate here. Not just the 20-minute flight to and from Grand Turk or any destination that we may be traveling to.
Yeah, so far, flight is already delayed. So that's a disappointment, first of all, because we're looking to leave here at 8 o'clock, and now we're leaving at 8:30. But when 8:30 come, they will say 9 o'clock. So I just hope that we leave at 8:30.
And voila, we see Inter-Caribbean Airline plane just pulling. Maybe this is the flight. This is the plane that we're going to board to Grand Turk. Let's keep our fingers crossed. So that appears to be the plane. I could see the crew is now going to board. 2 pilots and a cabin crew member. So it seems that we're going to be on our way very shortly.
Yeah.
Into the nation's capital of Grand Turk.
Again, this is not a general boarding call. That's a general boarding call for all passengers straight on Inter-Caribbean Airways flight GY111 with direct service to Grand Turk. Please make your way through domestic security for boarding.
So we are now boarding. Seems that we have a full flight up to Grand Turk. Maybe this is the 30-seater this morning. We will know when we board the plane. So we are on board the flight here to Grand Turk. It's the 30-seater, and you can see the configuration of the seat. Double rows on one side and single rows on the other side. And as soon as the boarding is completed, I am sure that we are going to be on our way promptly. So this flight is the Embraer EMB 120 30-seater in the Caribbean Airways plane. This is one of, I believe, 2 Embraer EMB 120 plane in its fleet, and we are still boarding. We're running really late. Probably we're going to be more than half an hour late before we take off.
Gentlemen, may I have your attention as I demonstrate to you the safety features of this aircraft. This aircraft is equipped with 4 emergency exits, the main door through which you have entered, 2 over the wings and 1 at the right side of the cabin. Exit path lighting will direct you to an exit. Keep in mind, some exits may be behind you. In the unlikely event oxygen is needed on board, a mask will drop down from the compartment above the aisle. Pull the mask firmly towards you. This will activate the flow of oxygen. Place the mask over your nose and mouth and continue to breathe normally. Place the elastic band around your head and tighten by pulling the bands on each side. If you are traveling with someone who may need your assistance, place the mask on first, then assist the others. Continue using the mask until advised by a crew member that mask is no longer required. The weighted light is attached to each vest. Inflate your vest once you're outside the aircraft.
So the security briefing completed. We're now rolling off towards the runway, and I guess we're going to take off shortly. I'll be back as we take off. So it's 8:29, and we are at the runway, and we are off. In 2003, Inter-Island Airways was rebranded as Air Turks and Caicos, and in 2008, it merged with Sky King. The Sky King brand was integrated into Air Turks and Caicos, which started operation on the 22nd of October 2008, and in 2013 there was another rebrand, and this time we got Inter-Caribbean Airways. So just some information there. In 2022, Inter-Caribbean Airways gained operational rights in Jamaica to operate domestic flights between Montego Bay and Kingston. So we are halfway through the flight, and it has been smooth so far, with the exception of a slight bump 7 minutes into the flight. Otherwise, things are very, very smooth here, making good time. And it appears that we are going to land in Grand Turk within the 20 or 21 minutes allocated for this flight. So the captain has instructed to prepare for landing as we now have Grand Turk inside Jacques McCartney International Airport, and we should be on the ground shortly. Pretty uneventful flight so far, and hope it continues that way. So Grand Turk is now in sight. We are coming in here for the landing in the nation's capital at the Jacques McCartney International Airport. Always a beautiful sight to behold. But just for some more facts, and Inter-Caribbean Airline in February 2023, Inter-Caribbean Airways announced that it will start flying from St. Kitts to Barbados, Granby Adams International Airport. The airline was actually crowned the world's leading regional airline in 2004 at the prestigious World Travel Awards. So yes, Inter-Caribbean Airlines is making some waves. And just some full information while we are at it. Inter-Caribbean Airlines also won the title of the Caribbean leading cabin crew in 2024 at the World Travel and Tourism Council, and this is a forum for travel and tourism industry. As of February 2023, the airline operates flights to several regional destinations such as Antigua and Barbuda, the Bahamas, Barbados, British Virgin Islands, Cuba, Dominica, Dominican Republic, Grenada, Guyana, Jamaica, Puerto Rico, St. Kitts, Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and St. Martin. A lot of leg room here, but we're sitting in the exit. But generally, this plane is spacious, not cramped at all. And you can see that passengers are now getting off the flight here at Jackson Academy International Airport. So very shortly, I'm going to exit this plane myself and proceed to the baggage claim. So the bags are coming to here, baggage claim. Very efficient, no long wait. So I'm just going to pick up my luggage and then I will proceed outside to do a conclusion on this flight and give it a rating. So we are out of the airport and we're going to wrap up this video. We're at the parking lot of the Jackson McCartney International Airport. The flight from Providenciales, Howard Hamilton Airport to the Jackson McCartney International Airport in Grand Turk took 22 minutes from takeoff to touchdown. It was a very decent flight. Set aside the delays, the half an hour delay in taking off. The checking in process is very smooth, very professional. Cabin crew member was very professional, very elegant. The flight was relatively smooth, with the exception of a slight bump 7 minutes into the flight. I believe that the Embraer EMB 120 Brasilia Inter-Caribbean airline plane actually delivered on this flight. In my view, I give the whole experience a solid 8 out of 10, but Elizabeth may beg to differ. So let's hear what she has to say.
Well, even though the flight was delayed, it was a great flight, smooth flight into Grand Turk. And if I had to rate it, I'll give it a 7 out of 10 because they was delayed. They should have been on time.
So there you have it, folks. I give it an 8. Elizabeth give it a 7 because it is the whole experience from check-in to landing that we rate, not just when we are in the air. But I will see you very shortly in my next video because at 6 p.m. today, I'm going to take another Inter-Caribbean Airlines or Inter-Caribbean Airways flight back to Providenciales, and we will also rate that flight. Cheers. See you in the next video.
Bye.
I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so feels like a test that I fail so